Hey everyone. I know I think this is the third one I've put out this week. A little bit crazy for me, but it's stuff going on. So I like filming when stuff goes on, and I might actually stagger this. So I'm not quite sure if I'll do this week or next week. But on an exciting note, the pigs are coming, and it wasn't really like I was planning. So I got thinking, and actually my mom had mentioned it, that it'd probably be easier just to put them in the duck pen than it is to actually fix up that pen over there, which was my original plan. But that's now changed only because it was easier to fix it up here. But I'll show you guys here. I just scraped it out. The dust made it really wet. So I didn't really want the pigs sitting in wet. So I got some straw in here. I'm going to leave some of this more because I'm lazy, and maybe they'll till it up and screw around with it. I did unbury this trough, which is nice, a concrete trough. And I still have to fix down here and put a piece across there so they don't try and get through there all the time. But yeah, just getting ready for them. I got three. I think they're Lancaster crosses or something like that. So that's what we're kind of working on. I'd like to have them outside. I would love to have that. I just don't have the time to set it up this year. That might be something we look into in the future. It's going to take some time to create a system for that. Long term, actually, I'd like to see them in probably the back forest. So they're in the trees, and then I'd probably have a section there for goats too. But that would be long term, just to kind of work along. I think there's a lot that they can rummage for in the forest and clean up the forest. That way, I kind of kill two birds with one stone. I think I've talked to you guys about this before. I'd like to get goats in the back because we have a buckthorn issue back there. Because a long time ago, the cattle were put back there and they cleaned it too much, and it ended up that buckthorn came in and it basically invaded the area, and it's a real bugger back there, and that's how I plan on restoring the forest. So I still have hay down. I'm giving it an extra day because I have time. So I didn't rig today. This is being filmed one day, or technically 2 days after I cut. So I cut yesterday, and then I have that day, and then I have today. It's thin, so it really didn't need it, but I'd like to rake it tomorrow and then maybe bale it. I'm not quite sure. It isn't super thick, so it shouldn't take me too long to bale. I like raking and merging because it flips it. It gets that bottom section that would normally be a little wet. It flips it over so it can dry in the sun, and it's maybe the last third, if that, in the hay. I'd like doing it where it's less than the last quarter to dry, and then by the time I'm done raking it, usually it dries out enough where you can put it in the baler. And yeah, it also saves a lot of time on the baler because the baler is not going through every row, it's going through every other row, so you're doing double the acreage. And that's a lot of time savings. So that's why I do it. That's coming along, and at the end of this video, I will make sure that I have some footage of me putting the pigs in and the pigs coming in here. I'm pretty excited about them. We haven't had good pork in a very long time. Don't know about your area, but in our area it's very difficult to get really high quality pork because there isn't a lot of small pork producers anymore because it stopped being profitable. It became where it wasn't worth it anymore, and it just became large scale pork producers. There's a semi board for Ontario for pork producers, and we did it years ago when it was still profitable, and then I think a bug came through and wiped out a bunch of pigs, and that was kind of the last of the small scale pork producers. Now there's a little bit of a push and a market for heritage pork. I think that's kind of revitalized it a little bit, but you would then have to sell your product, so you have to have a person to sell to. And if you have a person to sell to, it's totally fine, and I think that I'll be able to do that. I only have 3 pigs, so nothing too huge. I'll keep 1/2 and I'll sell the other 2.5, and that should be enough. Half pigs enough for us for the year, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. I can't wait for the bacon. I can taste it already. So take care, guys. Keep farming.